Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson Football Channel. We have got some absolutely delightful sunshine. The sun is setting here in California, on my face maybe for the next 5 minutes or so. I was on a beautiful walk on the beach with my wonderful other half and I was like, it's the evening. That means I've got to get Chelsea news recorded and uploaded for your wonderful faces at 7 a.m. UK time. Make sure you're subscribed to GBFC. We're on a roll at the moment when it comes to uploads and we are on the way to 340,000 subscribers. So make sure you're subscribed. We're heading to Atlanta this weekend for Chelsea's opening Club World Cup game. But let's get in now to the Chelsea news. This is the latest from Fabrizio Romano regarding Chelsea's stance right now when it comes to attackers or forwards, as it says here. Chelsea feel they are well covered up front for the CWC, the Club World Cup, so didn't want to pay Club World Cup tax for Gittens. Dortmund were asking for 55 to 60 million pounds. Now that this whole Gittens thing and can we sign him before the Club World Cup is over, I think it's a good thing. When I look at the squad, and if you check out last night's video, you guys will see a couple of experimental and potential best Chelsea 11s that we might see in this tournament. And obviously without signing Mike Maignan, without signing Jamie Gittens, you do look at the squad and think, well, are we as strong as we could be in the goalkeeping position? Probably not. Are we as stacked when it comes to particularly left-footed or left-sided, it's right-footed as most wingers are these days, going in onto the other foot? Would it have been good if we would have had Gittens? Probably yes, but at that price, man, we are talking about just ridiculous inflation here. And I think Chelsea now will look at the tournament and it's a perfect opportunity to gauge exactly where we're at. We might look at a Tyreek George and he might light this tournament up. If he gets minutes, we might see Pedro Neto on that left wing. I think something that we really will see throughout this tournament is the difference when you've got a more out-and-out striker leading the line. It's not only the fact that when the crosses come into the box, you've got someone who is a bit more of a target man that can get on the end of it. It's also the variance in the link-up play. So I have always been a huge believer that Pedro Neto is a far better footballer than what we saw last season. I think he has got so many more gears that he can move into. And I also think Noni Madueke, we haven't even seen anywhere close to how far he can go, not just in a Chelsea shirt, but as a football player in general. So this is a big opportunity. Look at this sunshine. It's almost gone now, so we're gonna have to race through into the next stories. Chelsea, this is an interesting story about a potential 6'6" striker. Big gangly limb bloke. Chelsea reached out for 6'6" striker Nick Woltemade. Woltemade might have butchered this one. He plays for Stuttgart, scored 12 goals in the Bundesliga last season. Before, the under-21 Euros stating they were monitoring him closely and his contract situation. Stuttgart will start talks with him soon with a salary increase planned. Now, Nick Woltemade, we should have done a pronunciation test on him. We did it on the stream the other day. If you saw that for Mike Maignan, bloody hell was it a weirdo that was doing those. But Nick Woltemade, okay? Chelsea, at the start of this window, I was talking every day about a Victor Osimhen. And there's another striker and a couple of strikers that you may have seen on the thumbnail of this video that we're going to talk about in the next story. He's actually a really solid footballer technically. For someone that is so tall, 6'6" is what you'd probably want from a goalkeeper. But this guy, as much as he is tall, he's not always scoring goals with his head. He's very nimble on his feet, and he's actually quite an exciting, interesting player for Chelsea to be looking at. Do I think this is the caliber of striker or the kind of striker that we need? Well, we do need a target man, but we've gone and bought Liam Delap now. So if Liam Delap is the number 9, and he is so-called the big striker signing this summer, which again, every day that goes by, I don't know if I'm the only one here, I don't think I am, but every day that goes by, I'm more excited to see Liam Delap in this Club World Cup for Chelsea than any other player. I genuinely think he's going to prove to be a magnificent signing for Chelsea. I can't wait to see him play. There's now a van that's pulling up in front of the last bit of sun. Cheers, mate. in a giant Ram Pro Master. But let's see if this develops any further. The next story, this is interesting, exclusive from Florian Plettenberg. Manchester United have now officially entered the race for Hugo Ekitike. Man United made contact with Frankfurt within the last 48 hours, expressed concrete interest and gathered all relevant information. Liverpool and Chelsea remain in the race, and Man United are now in as well, with the price tag still set from Frankfurt at 100 million euros. The problem, when all of the top Premier League clubs are all looking for a striker at the same time, is clubs like Frankfurt know they can charge a premium because they can start bidding wars between the likes of Liverpool, Chelsea and Manchester United. Hugo Ekitike at 100 million euros. For whatever reason now, after we're hearing that Liam Delap and he's been given that number 9 shirt, I think that tells us so much about Chelsea's, I'm not going to say ambition, because I still think Delap is going to be a very good signing at 30 million. I think we're going to be talking about this for a while. But I don't see Chelsea going out there and spending 100 million euros, having given Liam Delap that number 9 shirt. I don't think we're going to go and spend 100 million on an Ekitike, who, yes, he's a very different profile. Yes, it will give Maresca another option. But again, Nicholas Jackson is still there. We're seeing Nicholas Jackson, by the way, on the new away kit. We're going to talk about that. It was meant to be the next story, but it perfectly kind of links in. How nice is this new Chelsea away kit, by the way? I forgot to actually say it when I was talking about it in the video, but I've got a 10% discount code for any of you that want to buy it. Get you 10% off. The kits are bloody expensive, so you might as well use the discount code GBFC10 for 10% off your order. Back to the vid. I'm gonna just go out on a limb here. This is by far and beyond the best Nike kit that we have had since they took over from Adidas doing the Chelsea kits. I feel like this has got an all-timer potential. If we win the league with this kit, this could go down as one of the best kits that we've ever had. It's astonishingly nice. But Nicholas Jackson is doing all of the pictures here. We're seeing a lot of promo from him. And again, I think this Club World Cup is going to tell us a lot, because Jackson, I feel as though with Nicholas Jackson, it can go one of two ways. He's either going to get that lighting of the torch up him now, and it's going to be, well, Delap is the number 9, I'm going to lose my spot here. Or it's going to be a Jackson that shows his versatility, shows that he could be an option coming off the left wing, or it's going to be the sulky Nicholas Jackson. I don't think that's him. I think he's liked all of the imagery, all of the videos of Delap signing. I think Jackson really just wants to be a mainstay at Chelsea. I do believe that. I don't think he wants away. There were some reports yesterday coming out of Turkey that Chelsea are going to sign Osimhen and Jackson's going the other way. I don't believe this for 1 second. I'm not going to waste any of your time with it. But Ekitike, I just don't think this is going to be a priority for Chelsea. If we're seeing us kind of and question whether or not we got 5 million extra for Mike Maignan, who in the bloody hell thinks we're going to go and spend 100 million on Hugo Ekitike? But now that we got the Club World Cup, if Jackson and Delap are both firing, then I think we're probably going to have a preference to go for maybe an Nkunku-esque kind of player, like a number 10, someone that can play in Palmer's position. Please bring me Morgan Rogers. Let's move now into the next story. Again, there's nothing too concrete on this. It's not from the best source, but an interesting thought exercise nonetheless. Chelsea have joined Arsenal and Crystal Palace in the race for Sporting Lisbon defender Ousmane Diamande. If anyone's played Football Manager, okay, I know I've just lost some of you, I know I have, but some of you that do, you know that this guy is an absolute machine. He's a wonderful defender on Football Manager, and he's actually a really solid defender as well. We saw him do very well with Ruben Amorim as the manager at Sporting. Sporting season fizzled out a little bit towards the end, but still an unbelievable season with success and trophies, with Gyökeres leading the line. Diamande is a really good solid young centre-back. Because he's young, obviously we anticipate and expect Chelsea would probably be looking at him. Crystal Palace, the rumours have been £45 million. Let's see if there is anything concrete with this moving forward. Again, the Club World Cup tells us a lot about various positions in this Chelsea team. Do we need more wingers? Do we need more attackers, goalkeepers, defenders? It gives us a chance, and Maresca a chance, to gauge the strength of the squad going into the new season. So, the final story. Victor Gyökeres fires back after Sporting president words. There's a lot of the talk at the moment. Most of it is false. I will speak when the time is right. Let's just talk about this in a Chelsea sense for a second. Victor Gyökeres has always been a name that has been like on the back burner when it comes to Chelsea are interested. Manchester United have been the ones making call after call after call. And United have been desperate. They've been moving like a desperate club in this window because they're desperate. So Manchester United are going absolutely in on signing players this window. If they don't work, if Cunha doesn't work and Mbeumo, if they sign Gyökeres and it doesn't work, this is the last straw now for Manchester United. They won't have any money to spend if these guys don't work. So this is their last chance saloon. With Victor Gyökeres, Sporting Lisbon had a gentleman's agreement with him that he could leave for less than the €100 million release clause. And it turns out Sporting Lisbon are now going for that release clause. I find it ridiculous these days in football that you're still going to rely on a gentleman's agreement. Get it in writing, for goodness sake. If your release clause is €100 million, legally, Sporting Lisbon don't have any obligation to do what they said they were going to do. I know that it's all in good faith and all of that stuff, but it is a bit ridiculous at this point. But more importantly, my big question that I want to know from you lot in the comments down below is why haven't more clubs this summer been really going hard for Victor Gyökeres? For me, I think the goal scoring record that he's got means that everybody should be looking at him. Is it the massive wages? I don't think he's going to be asking for crazy amounts of money. Or is it the price? Is it the risk? It's the Portuguese league, does that convert? Lots of people have said like, he's a Rasmus Højlund that scores goals, which baffles me because isn't goals the currency of a striker? I don't know, but I don't see Chelsea now going for any of these big name players. Nico Williams is the final story of the day. Bayern Munich are now pushing hard to sign Nico Williams. Leroy Sané is going to Galatasaray, which means that they are now going to look to splash, having missed out as well on Florian Wirtz. Bayern are going to be in hard for Nico Williams. So as much as I never actually think Chelsea were there, the release clause is a good price. Then you've got agents' fees. Then you've got ridiculous wages because Athletic Bilbao are going to offer him pretty much anything he wants to stay in the Basque Country at Athletic Bilbao. I think Nico Williams is as good as over from a Chelsea perspective. So at the start of this video, we spoke about a few youngsters again. Germany striker who's 6'6", who's going to the under-21s, scored 12 goals for Stuttgart, Bundesliga tax. I'm like, right now, I just want to focus on the Club World Cup, focus on the football. And yeah, what a beautiful car park setting for a video. If you did enjoy it, please do smack a like on today's Chelsea news. If there is more stuff to update you guys on throughout the day, be sure I will be here to let you guys know. Thank you for all the love and support on the channel recently. It's been mad. And on Saturday, we head to Atlanta. And if you guys are going to be there for the Club World Cup games, then just follow my stories and whatnot and come and have a beer with me. It's going to be sinking a few on Sunday, watching PSG Atletico, and also, of course, on match day 2. Thank you guys for watching. Love you all. See you later.